Okay guys, we're going to be repairing an issue I'm having with this radio system here. What happens is let me turn it on, when you turn the key on, or you turn the vehicle on, and you want to listen to the radio, put it to AM, FM. Basically none of the AM or FM stations work, so you can tell that I'm on a station there. So 1027 happens to be a station in my area, so that little ST there means you're on to a station. However, when I turn the volume up, there's no sound. If you go to your satellite, you can listen to the preview, and that works. If you were to put a disc into the CD player, it would work. So there's nothing wrong with the speakers or anything like that. It's actually an issue with the radio module. It's a little chip inside the radio. Usually one of the little solder joints comes loose, and it's a common problem on this style of radio. So yeah, this is a 2012 Ram 1500. Many different styles of Chrysler vehicles had this in these years. So if you have one like this and you have this problem, this will be the fix for it. So first thing we're going to want to do is get this radio out. Okay, so on this particular vehicle, to get the radio out, there's a little rubber cover there, and then you've got some Torx head screws. So we're going to remove those, and they're going to be a T20. With those screws out, you should be able to pull this little tray out of here. You see this is all held in with those little white speed clips, which you'll see in a second, but you're just pulling forward. Okay, and then here, pop this. If you have this outlet, pop it off. If there's just a void here for you, there might be a little screw in the little void. Pull that trim off. And then there's another Torx screw there. That was giving me problems. That come off. Okay, so we're in behind now. We're just gonna go ahead and disconnect the wiring. Okay, and then here we got 4 7mm bolts. You don't actually have to totally disconnect that bezel if you don't want to. You can just let it hang down here, but I just did it because it's easier to film. And radio. Okay, so in the back you've got a few connectors. I got your antenna. And your satellite. I'll take that out. Okay, so there's the part number if you need to get a new one for whatever reason. The first thing we're going to do to get into this is just pop up these front tabs. And there's some underneath here. That lifts right off, and it just plugs in right there. Okay, next we got to remove the CD module. So you got 2 Torx screws right here. They are T10. So that was just sort of in there like that. And 2 more Torx right here. I believe this is connected with a ribbon cable. Yep. So there's a ribbon right there you need to remove. It's pretty easy to remove. You just push that tab and pull it straight out. Okay, so this is looking at the inside of the housing. So the module in question is going to be that one right there. And basically it's what controls the radio. So what happens is one of the solder connections on those little tiny pins comes loose. So we're going to reheat that to hopefully reflow the solder, and it should, well, fix our problem. Okay guys, so I took just my Black & Decker heat gun here, and I made a little tube out of aluminum foil just so I could aim it right at the chip. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the chip, and we're going to put a little bit of heat on it for maybe 3 seconds or 4 seconds just to reflow the solder. Hopefully it works out. Okay, so I'm not gonna put it back together. I'm just gonna put this faceplate on, just so I can test it in the truck, because we'll know if it worked or not without the CD player. So let's go in the truck. Turn the key on. Okay, we'll go to station 98.3. And there we go, we've got volume again. 1, 2, 7. There we go. I don't want to get copyrighted, so anyway, I'm gonna unplug this and we'll put everything back together. So another thing, part of the reason that happens is because if you'll notice, all the chips here are covered with some kind of like an epoxy, keeps them from vibrating, but this one is just bare. So I think just driving down the road and, you know, heating, cooling, all that type of thing, that's what makes the solder joints disconnect. So if this happens again, I might think about putting some kind of epoxy on that to keep everything stabilized. But I mean, this lasted, you know, 11 years. So hopefully it does another 11 years or more. Okay, so we're gonna put our CD module back in. So we'll reinstall the ribbon. And it only goes in one way. Put these in. Okay, we'll get it back in the truck. Reinstalled our screws. Again, I'm just gonna check it one more time before we put everything away, just to make sure that jarring there didn't change anything. Good. Here we go, guys. Put this little piece in here and you're good to go. So thank you for watching, and hopefully that helped a bunch.